Hello YouTube, Gentleman 2005 here with a review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutations figures. Now, there are two types of Mutations figures that they put out with the 2012 line. This is one kind, which is the actual transforming kind, which is the kind I like and am buying. Then there's the other kind, which is like those mix and match figures. You've seen with Marvel. You've seen with Transformers where you could pull arms and legs off and kind of mix and match and make your own figure, like mutated, I don't know the word, mutated, mutant, I don't know. But little mix and match combos to where it's like, oh look, it's got like Captain America's body and the Hulk's arm and Doctor Doom's leg or whatever figures they got for that shit, I don't know. But I don't really like those. I like these. That's my own personal preference. And I've literally been waiting for these guys to come out since the show came back and since the figures started back up because they were some of my favorite things from when I was a kid, which I still have, all of them. I think the only one actually that I never got was the Donatello that turned into a helicopter, the military mutant one. I had the Raph that turned into a jet plane, but not the Donnie. Anyway. So these figures are a little bit bigger than your standard figures, which means they are at a higher price point, a little more expensive. They're more like $16 each as opposed to like your $8, $9, depending on where you're buying your figures from. So let's take a look at the packaging, and you can see they come in the bigger packaging, the same type packaging that your flingers would have come in, and you know all those the large ones. It says transform. Pet Turtle and Ninja Turtle, and it shows, look, it's changing, it's mutating. Mutations, it's a pretty cool logo. The A is like this little delta. Delta being the universal scientific symbol for change. And mathematical symbol for change. Raphael, Pet Turtle, Ninja Turtle, all four are going to be the same. The one little difference is that up here in the corner, it's that turtle. And this just shows the individual figure. And this is a different color with that turtle's name on it. On the back, they all actually show Leonardo. Why, I don't know. But that is the creative choice that they went with. It doesn't make sense because the fronts are all different. So they could have just easily done the backs, but whatever. Then down here it shows the four turtle figures, transforming them, and then it's got like this little origin story comic book thing explaining the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for anyone who was unsure of what they were after over 25 years now. They do come with a little pamphlet that showing you figures. They do show team machines, and then an instruction booklet. I will say that if you have any of the old Mutations, whether it's from the 2003 line, the 1987 line, the 2007 movie line, because they did make Mutations figures for those as well. It's the turtles are the exact same steps. It's not any different whatsoever. Here is actually, this is my 2003 Raph. It's the only figure I have from that line, which makes me sad. I'm embarrassed and ashamed of that fact. My other Mutations, like I said, most of them are put away. Actually, the only ones I have handy, and that's not even close handy, is I have Shredder, because I always thought he was cool, and the construction mutation ones. But they're all the same size as this guy. And here is Raph. You can see the height difference in the two figures and the size difference. The only transformation difference is that these little side pieces peg into his belt. You can see the little notch in there. Whereas with these new ones, they just kind of have you leave those there. So there's no gap in the shell like there is with all the old turtles. And I actually have to pull this one out because it's stuck in there, but whatever. They do come with their own weapons, which I'm actually not really going to feature in the video too much, just simply because I'm mostly going to focus on the actual transformations. Raph's size, I have a little bit of difficulty getting into his hands for some reason. And actually all these are a little difficult to get into their hands, but these are the size. They have red handles. They actually look really nice, the weapons that come with these. Mikey's nunchucks got orange grips. They don't bend or anything, but and then Leo's katanas, they're actually two different lengths, and the grips are blue on them. And Donnie's bow staff, which actually is redundant, first of all, but his bow looks really nice. His actually weapon is able to get in his hand quite nicely. The others, it takes a little bit of effort. I think Mikey's did okay. So yeah, 4 turtles, their weapons. I'm gonna get the weapons out of here, and like I said, they're not really important for what we're doing in this video because it's for transforming figures, and weapons they come with is really inconsequential. They do have quite a bit of articulation on them, which is very nice, because if I will get my little friend back in here for a moment, you'll see with him, his articulation points is his head turns, his arms move up and down, there is a swivel at his elbow, his legs, and then this foot joint here that goes up and down. That's it. There are no other articulation points on him whatsoever. Whereas if I look at this Raphael right here, head moves. There's the arm goes up and down. There's a swivel at the elbow bends. The legs go up and down. There is a knee joint in there, plus the foot, plus the swivel at the knee, and then the foot joint itself that goes up and down. So there's a whole lot of articulation here, which is really cool. Maybe it's because just newer figures have more, they can do more. Maybe it's because they're bigger. I don't know, but I like that about them a lot. That's pretty cool. The crazy flowing bandanas kind of threw me, and they do fit in the shell quite nicely, which I was kind of concerned about when I saw them all sticking out like this, like that's going to get bent or something, but no, it doesn't. They actually fold up really good. So we're going to go ahead and go through changing Raphael now, and then we'll move on to the others next. So the first thing we're going to do is open his shell up, right? You don't have to pull too hard. The back legs of all of these actually came in them. If I swivel these out, that's how they originally were in the past lines. They actually came in here kind of folded in on themselves. I didn't like that as much, and I found it a little hard to close them in, so I just kind of did my own thing, and they do swivel on this little silver piece that they've been using for years. We're going to fold the tail. There's a little baby turtle tail in there. We're going to rotate it out like this, give him his tail back, and we're going to take the head, pull it back, and it's on this rotating piece. It's the same thing they used in forever with transforming turtles. Turn it all the way around and push it in, and it really does fit in there. You are gonna bend your bandana a little bit, but it's not actually gonna hurt anything. And then we're gonna just fold his arms in on themselves, right, into his back, as though he's being arrested, and just close the shell like that. These pieces will stay in, and you can see it makes for a nice flush look to him, as opposed to having an open gap there. We're just going to pull his front legs forward like this, right? We're going to bend the feet down so that he sits flat, and then we'll have the back legs. They're just going to kind of drape over Raph's, what are now his front legs. And then we just kind of line everything up so that he sits like a little baby turtle. Like a little baby turtle. Turtle. I'm awful for making these movie references. So there is Raphael, right? And that's kind of what you're going to get for all 4 of these turtles. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the same thing for Mikey, Leo, and Don real quick. And so I left Mikey's actually like this for some reason. I'm not sure what that reason is. But they probably did that in order to make the drape over his legs a little better. But I still like the way I did it myself, because that's just what I'm used to, and I don't like change. This shell does kind of turn. I'm not sure why you would need it to turn, but the shell does turn once it's open. So that's a thing, I guess. Let's go ahead and get this piece out of there. And these pieces do rotate, by the way. I didn't show that for Raph because I actually forgot personally, but I didn't see it necessary to rotate them for the transformation. And sometimes you gotta play with the arms a little bit to make them fit properly. I usually don't worry too much about breaking them. Like, I just sit there and play with it until I can find the right sweet spot to fit the arms in the shell. I guess just because I've been doing this for so long. And I don't know, I actually have broken some of my original ones and had to buy new ones when I was a kid. So I don't know, I guess I'm just used to not being concerned about them. Not that I don't care, that sounds bad. Not that I'm not concerned, but I just live by no fear. No fear, and I just go with it. So Leonardo, his I rotated the legs in. But one thing I did notice is that they do all have the same baby turtle face. Right? While their adult turtle, I guess, or teenage turtle, if they were adults, Donnie would have a lab coat on and Raph would have an eye patch and a trucker hat. Like he's, I don't know, friends with Ashton Kutcher or something. I don't know why a trucker hat. But bonus points to anyone who got that reference, by the way. They, not the Ashton Kutcher, that's just silly. Anyone gets that reference. I lost my train of thought. Oh, all the baby turtle faces, for whatever reason, are exactly the same. I guess it's as though the mutagen gave them identities or something. I don't know. And made them different. But Leonardo, right, his little cute self. And finally, everyone's favorite April stalker, Donatello. And for some reason, his legs are folded in like Mikey's. I really was inconsistent on these. And I did not even notice. So we're going to go ahead and fold his legs out, twist the head, right, and just bring the arms in. Leo was very cooperative compared to Michelangelo, but I might have bent the elbows without realizing it while moving them back, making it easier and on myself. And these pieces are real soft and bendable, and so it makes it pretty easy to maneuver with. Although those are probably the only things I'd be concerned about breaking, because on my old figures those are what broke. Is these pulled away right here from playing with them over and over again. But then again, in those figures, you actually did have to rotate them and try and slot them into a belt buckle that these figures don't have, because these turtles don't have belt buckles. Whereas the previous incarnations of them, they did. So now Donnie doesn't want to bring his leg around, so he's really not cooperating. He's just giving me all sorts of trouble, isn't he? Alright, well, Donatello, I don't know why you want to be difficult. There we go. So, Donatello. Alright, so here we have the 4 turtles as baby turtles, and I really like these a lot. I like that actually like their transformations are the same, because it made it easy on me, being like the adult buying them after having bought them as a kid. It's like, okay, it's familiar, and it brings back all those childhood memories of like having fun with them, and then it's like I can do the same thing again, and I can very easily, teach my kids how to do that transformation, because it's already ingrained in me. With instructions like I do with a transformer and trying to figure out what the hell to do. I also like the larger size. I think it does help a little bit and make it easier to transform. And the extra articulation also is a pretty big bonus in there. So I could definitely say to get these if you do like transforming figures, or if you're a Turtles fan, because these are some of the best things that are in any Turtles figure line is these Mutations. Get one, get all. I really hope they do more. There is a lot of potential for these with there being so many mutants in the show. So I would love to see the line continue further and have a whole Rocksteady, Bebop, Splinter. I can't even think of how many else. Ice Cream Kitty. I don't know how you would do it, but I would love to see it because I love Ice Cream Kitty. Slash, Dog Pound, Fish Face, some kind of way. I don't know. They could probably find a way to do a lot of those characters, and I think it would be really neat to do. Just have a whole separate line of Mutations figures. But yeah, definitely pick these guys up. I love them. Even if their little baby turtle faces are kind of goofy looking, look at that. They're like real turtles, but a little goofy for what we're used to. But yeah, so until next time, check out the podcast, RedFangersRemembers.com, bring you the latest Toku news and some awesome Turtles discussions in the craziest way possible. As always, thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Bye!